Hey everyone, welcome back to another reading vlog. So I'm really excited about this reading vlog because I finally read a book, or I am currently reading a book, that I thought I was never going to read, and I had written it off with just like preconceived notions that I wasn't going to like it. And that book is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just came back from visiting Hannah, and she was the one who said that this is a really good book and that she highly recommends it. It's not usually like something that her and I typically read, but her husband, this is actually one of his favorite series, and this is my husband's one of his favorite series, and they kept telling us to read and read and read it, and so Hannah finally listened to it. She did the audiobook, and she said it was fantastic, and that after she finished reading The Way of Kings, she had to jump in directly into Words of Radiance, which is book 2. So I was like, okay girl, you've convinced me. So while we were there, we started the audiobook of The Way of Kings. So I've only been reading this book for like maybe 2 weeks, and I'm already almost done. And that's with me having a full-time job and 2 little girls. So that, you know, I have just been devouring this book. It is so good. So one of the great things that I really like about it is the pacing. The pacing is phenomenal. I didn't think that a 1,000-page book could have like such good pacing. Usually when you read such a long book, you know, there are things that could be shortened and, you know, oh, this book didn't need to be this long, but everything is important. Everything's important. As you're reading it, I wouldn't even know where to condense it. Everything you read just has importance to it. So honestly, the 1,000 pages is merited. Also, I was concerned because I was afraid that there were going to be so many characters, but actually it's not too bad. Now I know all the characters' names. You kind of start slow, you get introduced to a couple characters. These characters become very integral to the story, and then you get introduced to a couple more, and then a couple more. So it's very gradual. Another thing that I thought was going to bog me down and that was intimidating is similar to Lord of the Rings. I have read those books, and I do very much love the movies. I love the story, but there is so much detail and description, and you get bogged down with a lot of words on the page. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I do feel like maybe those books could be shorter. It is easy to follow. Everything is like starting to fall into place. A good analogy that I was given was that Brandon Sanderson, he's just putting all these dominoes together, and then at the very end, it's like the domino effect. I also do really love the characters. It's fun because there is a particular character, Sadeas. He's one of the high princes. So basically in this world, gosh, it's so hard to explain. We've got 4 main point of views so far. We have Kaladin, who's kind of like the main point of view. He is a 19-year-old soldier, and he is now branded as a slave, and we kind of follow his story. And then we follow Dalinar. He is a high prince. So within this world, we have a country, and that country is divided amongst different high princes, and then one king that rules. And so Dalinar is a high prince, so we're following kind of his perspective, and then we follow his son's Adolin's perspective, and then we have another character. Her name is Shallan. She is quite sassy. She is 16, and she is trying to become like a scholar. She is phenomenal. So we're following these different perspectives and these different spots, but there is a character, his name is Sadeas, and from Kaladin's point of view, since Kaladin is a slave, you don't like Sadeas. But then from Dalinar's point of view, Sadeas is definitely, I like him, he's coming around. So that makes it a lot of fun. And also within this world, your rank is determined by your eye color. So light eyes are lords and princes and kings, and they're like higher ranked officers, and then the dark eyes are going to be your commoners and slaves and the working class, essentially. I think what's going to be really fun is normally in stories, we kind of see all the characters together and then they tend to separate and then they come back together. So a little bit like Lord of the Rings, you see a lot of, you know, that's kind of a big thing with like the second books. Characters tend to split and then they reunite. But with Brandon Sanderson, right now the characters are starting out separated with The Way of Kings, and I'm really intrigued to see what it's gonna be like when everything comes together. So I'm really like, I just wanna keep reading. It is quite late. It is past 10 o'clock right now, because again, I can only film in the evenings. I'm like listening and reading at the same time, and I think I'm on page, 884. I just started chapter 64. I'm so close. I'm so close. This is all I have left to read in this brick of a book. I want to do a quick spoiler thoughts, so I'm going to leave spoiler across. So if you haven't read The Way of Kings, I would recommend to mute or fast forward. I will put the time where you can go to, and then where there's no more spoilers. Spoilers start now. We are getting to the point where I have a feeling Dalinar, Adolin, and Kaladin are about to actually meet and like their stories merge. We're in the Shattered Plains. Kaladin just found out that he can soul cast, and he was able to like deflect the arrows from the Parshendi by wearing Parshendi armor, and now that got the attention of Sadeas, and Dalinar and Sadeas are working together. So we're gonna see where that goes. I'm curious to see how those three combine. Also Shallan, I have no idea where her story is gonna go. She is still in Kharbranth. Yasna just basically told her that she had to leave. She found out that she stole her Fabrial. Now she's got to leave after being poisoned, and I don't know how her story merges into the Shattered Plains. I'm assuming it does, but we're not there yet. I don't know. That's where I'm at. But I am like, holy shit, things are about to happen. I am going to keep reading. This is probably just going to be The Way of Kings reading vlog. So I'm gonna keep reading. I have a little snack, and then I will update you guys later. Okay, I don't have any words. They are at like the great battle at the tower, Sadeas and Dalinar's soldiers, and I think it was a trap. Sadeas is now leaving Dalinar. He like trapped them on the plains, took all the bridgemen away. They have no way of getting back, and they're surrounded by the Parshendi. Also, it's just now dawned on me, Dalinar said, unite them, unite them. I wonder if it means unite Rashar, not unite Alethkar. So I think he's supposed to unite the Parshendi and the Alethi, not just the Alethi. That's my theory. Possibly against something bigger, maybe like the world grows and there's going to be a bigger battle between the with like the Voidbringers. Okay, I'm gonna get back to reading, but I'm like, it's late. I should go to bed, but I can't stop reading. Ugh. Okay, it is 11:30. I have to go to bed, but I'm texting Hannah and her husband and Kevin. I feel so stupid for what I said earlier in this clip about like, oh yeah, I like Sadeas, blah, blah, blah. You know, from Kaladin's perspective, I don't like him. But then from Dalinar's perspective, I like him and he's funny. And oh my God, oh my goodness. What a long con. What a long con. Okay, so theories. Dalinar and I think Adolin, they are about to essentially die. They're outnumbered, and I think Kaladin is going to go in and possibly save them. He still has a few spheres left, and so he can still soul cast. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I need to go to bed, but I can't. I'm wired. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. So, just trying to gather my thoughts. I've never been so wrong. This book is so good. Oh my gosh. Like, I want to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. But then also I hear that like book 2, Hannah said Words of Radiance is even better. She said it was her best book of 2024 that she read. Like the best book of the year. So I'm kind of like, if this is a 5 out of 5, what is this gonna be? A 6 out of 5? I've never rated a book a 6 out of 5. So yeah, anyways, it's so good. I don't know why I hesitated so much to start this series. I think I was just intimidated by the size, and maybe I just didn't want to start such a like long series. Wow. Yeah, the last 100 pages is insane. I was reading it and I was just like texting Hannah, her husband, and Kevin. We have a group chat, and I just like exclamation point after like every chapter. Quick non-spoiler review. This book is phenomenal. Everything I said stands. The pacing and the detail and the domino effect and the world building and everything coming together. I was just like mind blown, and it was just like one thing after another, just like the emoji, one after another. And I'm like, okay, eventually we're gonna stop getting, you know, slapped, but nope. Just kept coming. If you like high fantasy, I highly recommend. It's really good. Don't let the size intimidate you. I was really intimidated by the size, but the audiobook, it moves along really quickly. I was able to listen at 1.7 speed, and it was great. And then it also reads really fast. You don't get too bogged down. And that is gonna be the end of my vlog when it comes to like non-spoilers. So thank you so much for watching. If you have read the book, then stick around because I'm gonna jump into my spoiler review, and then we'll end the vlog there. Now, for those of you who have read The Way of Kings, holy shit. Okay, where to start? First of all, I loved how, I think I mentioned this a little bit in my clip from a couple nights ago when I was reading, and I'm like, oh, I like Sadeas, he's a great character, and then turns out he's a piece of shit. So yeah, that happened. And then epic scene between Kaladin, Adolin, and Dalinar. Kaladin just like saving their asses. epic, epic, epic the way he fights, and it's phenomenal. The Bridgemen, oh, I've grown so attached to the Bridgemen. They're gonna be like the 13, Manon's 13, or Kaladin's Bridgemen. So we'll see where that goes. Let's just talk about the scene where Dalinar confronts Sadeas. He trades his shard blade for all the Bridgemen, and then he asks Kaladin, what's a life worth? And then Kaladin responds with, a life is priceless. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh, so good, so good. And then Kaladin is now captain, which is phenomenal. I would love to see him ranked more. Dalinar did mention that he can't place him higher because he is a dark-eyed, and by society standards, you need to be a light-eyed to be light eyes don't tend to respect the dark eyes. Anyways, I'm wondering if we're gonna see maybe a shift of power between the dark eyes and the light eyes. That would be really nice. Syl, oh my gosh, she's great. Syl, she's an honor sprint. I wasn't expecting that at all. And then we go to Shallan's point of view. Shallan and Yasna, and oh my god, I mean, the fact that Shallan killed her dad and no hints, that came out of nowhere. And then we find out that the Parshendi are the Voidbringers, or the Voidbringers are, I guess technically, are the Parshendi. Like, what? Hannah said she put 2 and 2 together. I did not. So let me know if that seemed obvious to you guys. Let me know if any of these seemed obvious to you guys. Like if Sadeas's betrayal was obvious, Shallan or Yasna being able to soul cast without the actual soul caster. Like we should have noticed. I just kept thinking that she knew that Shallan stole her soulcaster and she was just waiting for her to fess up. No, when she was removing the poison from her blood, she seemed genuinely shocked that Shallan stole from her. And then we find out that this seemingly innocent king of Kharbranth, who seems kind of naive, is the mastermind behind Szeth. And all the snippets at the beginning of each chapter are people that he's killing. He's draining their blood to get their last breath epiphany. I'm like, what? We got a little bit more from Wit at the very end. I love Wit. I'm really excited to see more of him. Oh, Shallan and Yasna are going to the Shattered Plains. So we're getting all of the characters together, which is what I love. I love when all the characters are together. I get bogged down when it comes to the characters being separated. So maybe this is a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. And then the next book with all the characters together is gonna be a 5 out of 5 stars. I truly have no words, and I have never been more wrong and happy and pleasant to be wrong, because this is beautiful at the end. Oh, I love maps. So I just want to kind of go over my quick theories. I was talking to Hannah about this. I am curious if the shard blades are anything, if they curse you. Because at the very end, when Dalinar gave up his shard blade, Syl tells Kaladin that she likes Dalinar so much better now that he doesn't have that thing. And then Kaladin says, the shard blade, and she says, yes, he's a way better man without that, or without it curses him or something like that. I can't remember the exact words. So I found it. She says, he's a good man, Syl said. I've watched him despite that thing he carried. The shard blade? What do you care about it? I don't know, she said, wrapping her arms around herself. It just feels wrong to me. I hate it. I'm glad he got rid of it. Makes him a better man. So I'm curious if the shard blade is cursed or something. And then Szeth always talks about the curse of his blade. Also, the interaction between Elhokar and Dalinar. Dalinar just kicks his ass. He sabotaged his own strap But I mean, I get like he's, you know, I understand why he's paranoid. Like his father was killed, so he thinks that people are out to get him. He didn't put the dun spheres in his shard plate, somebody else did. So that's obviously like something's going on there. So, but I just like how Dalinar was like, if I wanted you dead, I would have killed you. I'm just trying to show you if you're gonna act like a child, I'm gonna treat you like a child. And I'm just gonna show you that, like, I'm not here to hurt you, I love you, but, you know, you're being dumb. And so he told Elhokar to make him High Prince of the War or something like that. I hope Elhokar actually does it. I'm gonna be so mad if he doesn't. I need to start Wars of Radiance. I really hope that Dalinar actually does become High Prince of War and just like throws it in Sadeas's face. And I'm also super excited to learn more about the Heralds and the Radiants, especially with like Kaladin. So the Radiants were able to soul cast without Fabrials, so I'm curious, like, you know, Teft keeps saying that Kaladin is kind of like the Radiants. I don't know. Oh, wait a second. Is that why the Parshendi stayed away? The Voidbringers are enslaved into the Parshendi, and the Radiants destroyed the Voidbringers. So then the Voidbringers would be afraid, and maybe they thought that Kaladin was a Radiant because he was glowing, because he was soul casting. I don't know. Let me know down below. Am I anywhere near? Unless it's obvious. But it just kind of like clicked. Anyways, yeah, there's so much to discuss. I'm really excited to read a lot more. Thank you so much for watching this reading vlog, and I'm going to jump into Words of Radiance, and then that's gonna be my next reading vlog. Bye!